Hello, my name is Nana from Oneness Yoga Studio in Westville, Durban. What I want to show you today is a simple short practice that you can do, yoga practice, to combat the tendency of sitting too long for long hours, especially during this lockdown where everyone spends a lot of their time watching screens, either a cell phone or TV or computer screens. So what happens when we sit for too long, and especially when we are looking at screens, is a situation we call technique. Okay? So that what happens is your neck tend to hang forward, and then the upper back starts to round as you focus forward. And with the result of sitting for too long, what happens is a weakness in the glutes, tightening of the hip flexor in the front, so tightness in the front of your shoulders, weakness across the back of the upper back, and your neck as well. So because when our head is quite heavy, and if we spend long hours shifting our head forward, trying to focus on something in front of us, it actually puts a lot of strain on our necks. And what happens is people end up having chronic shoulder tightness and even headaches because of this misalignment in our posture. So what you'll need for your yoga practice today is some rolled up blankets or bolsters if you have. I prefer two. If you only have one, that's fine. You can always substitute with 2 blocks. Okay, I'll show you what we're going to do just now. And then a foam or a pillow for your neck if you wish. Alright, let's start on the front edge of our mat. So this is what you can do after like maybe 40 minutes of sitting, and then just doing a little bit of this short stretch before you carry on with work or with whatever your daily activities is. Alright, so standing in the front of our mat, keeping the feet hip width apart, and just moving our necks around. So inhale, looking over to your right side, and exhale, rolling the neck. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale, pushing down. Inhale, chin up. And just mobilizing the cervical region of your spine. Notice if there is any tightness. Notice how fluid you're able to make this movement. And then slowly bring your head to center, lifting your head up. We'll go through a short sun salutation sequence. So feet hip width apart. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Lifting your heart up, going into a slight back bend. But really try to lift your shoulder blades up towards your ears. Exhale, sweep your arms back and fold forward. If your hands are not on the floor, you're welcome to bend your knees and just relax your neck, let your back round. Inhale, come up into a half lift. So you can either place your hands again on your mat or in front of your thighs, and feel the shoulder blades pulling back and down towards your hips, feeling a concave action in your spine. Your back muscles are contracting and working, and lengthening through the crown of your head. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hands down, bending your knees. Stepping your right leg back. Lower your right knee down to the mat. Inhale, lifting your arms up for Anjaneyasana. If you need to cushion your right knee, do that. And then exhale, allow the hips to sink down. And continue to pull the front knee back and your back knee forward as you lift your heart up towards the ceiling. And feeling the stretch on your right hip flexor in the front, across your thigh in front. And then exhale, sweeping your arms back. Bring your arms in line with the shoulders, turning the palms forward and actively push the elbows towards the back. And continue to feel your shoulder blades coming in together and down towards your hips. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your hands down to the floor, tucking the back toe under and push back to downward facing dog. Paddling your feet. Lower one heel at a time, keeping your feet hip width apart. Allow the hips to sway from side to side. And then stay in your down dog. Keeping the hips tilting up towards the ceiling. And this is a great opportunity to stretch your hamstrings, especially if you sit for too long. Your hamstrings tend to tighten. Inhale, looking forward and stepping forward. Bring your hands on your thighs again and coming into the half lift. Again, working the back muscles, drawing the shoulders back and down towards your hips. Exhale, folding forward. Bending the knees if you need to. Inhale, sweeping the arms back, reach up to the ceiling, lifting the heart up, side back bend. Exhale, sweeping the arms back, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending the knee, hand on the mat, left leg back. Legs are still hip width, lower the back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, allow the hips to descend, but continue to draw the right hip, the right knee back and your left knee forward, and feeling a slight engagement in the front of your abdominals. Lifting your heart up slightly, going into a little bit more of the back bend. Inhale. Exhale, turn the palms forward, draw your elbows down the side. Roughly in line with the shoulders or a little bit more down. But feel the movement of the shoulder blades going in and down. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bending the elbows, sweep your hands down to the mat, tucking the toe under and step back. Downward facing dog. Paddle your feet. And then hamstring stretch in your down dog. Tilting your pelvis, sit bones lifting up slightly. You're welcome to bend a slight bend in your, have a slight bend in your knees if you wish, pushing the mat away from you. Pressing into the thumb side of your hand and then focus on descending your heel. Inhale, looking forward, stepping your feet forward. Hands on your thighs or on your knees, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bending the knees, inhale, sweeping the arms up. Lifting your gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending the knee, right leg back again. Lower the right knee down to the mat. Inhale, arms up. Engaging the thighs, pulling the knee back. Exhale, bring your arms to the back, interlacing your fingers. Roll the shoulders back and down away from your ears. And then try drawing the elbows in towards each other and maybe sliding your back hand down the back leg. And then inhale. Exhale, release, hands on the mat. Tucking the toe under and step back, down dog. Paddle the feet if you wish, and then stay in your downward facing dog. Finding length across your spine, the sides, the back, the front, and the back of your legs, of course. Inhale, looking forward, stepping your feet forward, coming into the half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, lifting your heart up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands on the mat, left leg back. Lower the back knee down to the floor. Inhale, arms up. So continue to draw the front knee back knee forward, stabilizing your pelvis. And then exhale, bring your arms back. Interlacing the fingers, roll the shoulders back and down, hug your elbows in, and then maybe sliding your hand down the back leg. Feel the movement of your shoulder blades, actively pulling back and down. Inhale, exhale, release, hands on the mat, tucking the toe under and step back. Down dog. Inhale, stepping your feet forward, coming into the half lift, and exhale, fold. Bending the knees slightly, allow the hip to drop, relaxing your neck. And inhale, sweeping the arms back, reach up. Interlacing your fingers, turn the palms up to the ceiling, pushing the palms up. Exhale, right hand side bend. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand side bend. Inhale up. And exhale, release your hand down to your pelvis. Stepping into our squatting pose, just to strengthen our glutes a bit. So taking your feet wider than your hips, and then turning your toes slightly out to the side. Bending your knees just to see if your kneecap, the center of your kneecap, is still in line with the second and third toe. Moving in the same direction. So adjusting your feet, the position of your feet, if you need to. Hands on your hips for now. We'll do a few squats. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, squatting down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. Now bring your hands, interlacing your fingers, and place them behind your head. Actively press your head into your hands, hands into your head. Notice how the front of your neck engage, the muscles in the front. Keeping your chest nice and broad, staying in your squat. And then keeping that activation on your hands and your neck. Inhale, straighten the leg. Continue to do a few more squats. Exhale, keeping your head up, your spine up. Inhale, straighten the legs, squeeze the buttocks in. Exhale, squatting down. Inhale, straighten, and really squeeze the buttocks. Exhale, release them and squat. Straighten and squat. Let's do two more. Straighten, squat. Last one, straighten and squat. Holding here, stay. Inhale. Exhale, going into a right hand side bend. Lowering your elbow towards that right knee. And come back to center. Exhale over to the left. And up. Try and keep your elbow on the same plane as your chest. Exhale, lower. And up. And bending up to the side. And up. And straighten your legs. Release your hands. Roll your shoulders back. And roll them forward. And really allow the scapula, your shoulder blades, to move around the back body. So not so much movement in the upper arms, focusing on the movement of your shoulder blade. Okay, and bring your legs together, coming onto the mat with your hands and knees down on the floor, going into a few cat-cow stretches. So you're welcome to have your hands under your shoulders, spreading your fingers wide, knees hip-width apart. And this is a great, simple and easy way to move and mobilize your spine and your shoulders and your hips. So inhale, concave back, looking forward, chest broad, pull the shoulders back and down. Exhale, let your back round, let your shoulder blade slide around your upper body. Inhale, concave back, chest broad, sit bones lift. Exhale, round back, draw the belly in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, feeling the movement of your shoulder blade and your hip. Exhale, round. Inhale back to neutral. We're going into our locust pose. So lower your belly down to the floor. Part your legs, maybe hip width, maybe slightly wider, and bring your arms to the back. If you can interlace your fingers at the back without bending your elbows and keeping your arms straight, you're welcome to keep your fingers interlaced. Otherwise, keep your hands next to your hips. So roll the shoulders back and away from your ears, straighten the elbow. Inhale, lift, thighs off, chest off, extend your arms to the back. Exhale, release. Inhale, shoulders back and arms up. Exhale, release. Inhale, exhale. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands underneath your forehead and rest. Rocking your hips from side to side. Taking deep breath. You're welcome to roll your shoulders from side to side. And stay. Pushing your hands next to your breastbone, lifting yourself up and bring your knees slightly wider than the hips. Sides of the big toes touch if it's okay for your knees, and sitting back down to your heels in child's pose. Soften your shoulders, widen your arms a little bit more and see how that feels. Find space across the top of your shoulders. As you allow your sit bones to drop towards your heels, and as you take deep inhalations, feel this extension of your back body. Breathe into the back. Slowly lifting yourself up. One last pose before we rest in a restorative posture is to lie down on your mat and keeping your feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart, hands on the mat. You're welcome to turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Allow the shoulders to roll out, dropping down towards the mat. Make sure your neck is nice and central. And inhale, lifting your hips up away from the mat, coming into a dynamic bridge pose. Exhale, lower your hips. Inhale as you lift, feel the lifting from the lower belly up. Exhale, lower. Notice if you're able to still keep your knees in the same distance as you move your hips up and down. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And stay for a few deep breaths. And if you wish, interlacing your fingers at the back, under your hips, pushing the shoulders down towards the floor, pushing
the hands, feel like you're reaching your hands towards your feet. Continue to lift your hips up. And feel the glutes working to lift your hips. And then release. And hugging your knees into your chest, softening the lower back and glutes. You're welcome to rock from side to side. And then lower your feet down. Now coming on to our restorative posture using the bolster to stretch out the front of our hip flexors and our hamstring. It's good to have a bolster or rolled up blankets on the long edge of your mat. And another bolster in front of you so that you can put your feet on, your heels on. If you don't have another roll or your bolster, you're welcome to use blocks so that you can place your feet on the blocks. So with the bolster, sitting on the bolster, and you really want to allow the shoulder blades, allow the top of your shoulders, pull it a little bit closer. Okay, so have the shoulders, the top of your shoulders going down towards the floor, and the top edge of your bolster is supporting your shoulder blade. So feel this action of the bottom ribs moving up towards the ceiling, and then allowing that shoulders to roll back down towards the floor. And then staying in with your legs extended in front of you on your other roll or on your blocks, and keeping your legs gently engaged. Your legs are hip width or slightly wider, and stay with your elbows bent out to the side. So having your elbows roughly in line with the shoulders, and see if you can see how low you're able to lower the wrist down to the floor. And as you stay here, you're welcome to take gentle rolling of the neck. And then just stay here. You're welcome to move, sliding your arms up and down, and just play and explore how this movement feels on your shoulders. Right, so once you're done, you're welcome. This is a good pose to stay in. If this is too much for your lower back, you're welcome just to keep your knees bent and have your knees together and your feet apart, and just stay. Rest here for a few minutes, and then when you're ready to get out, lower your hands down to the side and roll over to the side and lift your spine up. Okay, I hope this is beneficial to you, and you're welcome to share it with your friends and whoever you know that spends a lot of time in front of the screens. So just make sure while you're having your head maybe against your hands or on the floor, just press the back of the head down. So you instead of hanging the neck forward, try and encourage the drawing back of the chin. Namaste.